What's good with you guys? What's good? It's a Friday afternoon, and I'm coming to you live. Let's go.
I'm trying to this time. 2021. Yeah, show him I can still rap though. Now I'm in the game. I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. First it was with the beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the back like here I go again. Outside says chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8-day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, 100s, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. Been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me.
What's going on today? What you getting into? Wanted to come live, man. Talk about Dwayne Haskins. There's a couple things I want to talk about. But the Dwayne was on my mind. His I believe his funeral's today, and there was some revelations that came out in the media, and I want to kind of briefly talk about that. I did put the link in the description box if you want to come on and talk about this situation. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Dwayne Haskins. I don't know too much about him. I wasn't an Ohio State fan. I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I knew that he was a number one quarterback coming out of college, out the Big Ten, and but there's some information I want to talk about. I have a different angle that I want to go. Um, I like to be objective, and this is not facts, or some of the facts or some of the stuff I'm going to say is not really facts. It's just theories, and I like to speak in theories a lot of times. I don't like to think like everybody else does. I just don't. I'm just not like a sheep, if you will. But I will like to hear your perspective on this. Now, see, a lot of people don't want to hear um, different perspectives. They feel like that's very disrespectful to the family and whatnot. In most cases, I could agree, but in this case, I do disagree. Also, I wanted to touch on Mike Tyson, the guy who um, Mike Tyson punched, had a long criminal history. And this is what I don't like about media. Media, they'll paint a certain picture um, with, African American athletes. Now, granted, there's a lot of things that Mike Tyson have done, and he deserves everything that he got. But should we have redemption? Should we give people second chances? That's a good question to ask. And with Mike Tyson's second chance, he's been doing very well. And this is what I want to talk about also, because sometimes a man needs a woman that's going to really be their helpmate and really fix their life. Mike Tyson, he goes off and talks about how he loves his wife. His wife, if he wasn't for his wife, he would not be here. I remember Steve Harvey said the same thing. I was doing a little bit research on Steve Harvey. You know, most people know that Steve Harvey was married 3 times. Now, the second wife, he was saying she was toxic. He said she was toxic, you know, and he was depressed. And I know one part of the Bible says, in Proverbs, I believe, if anybody knows the Bible better than me, let me know in the Proverbs, but I mean, in the comments. But he was saying that he never really wanted to come in the house. He was like miserable. with his second wife, Steve Harvey. And the Bible basically says, don't get with a woman that, it's better to be on the roof than be in a house with a woman that nags. Something like that. I could be quoting that wrong. But yeah, so you gotta have a good, strong spouse. And when it comes to that, we gotta think about Dwayne Haskins. You know, are they gonna really dive in to see what happened? Ask yourself, why was Dwayne walking 6 o'clock in the morning? Now, granted, the details show that his wife was at home in Pittsburgh and they were talking on the phone. So that's a good sign, saying that they were talking. He was talking to him. I mean, Dwayne was talking to his wife, saying, he's about to go to practice. And but here's the thing about that in with helpmates. When we talk about Will Smith and his wife didn't help him get out of that jam. She actually put him in it with her toxic femininity. But I'm asking myself and others, like, did not why didn't Dwayne Haskins have AAA? I don't know if you're a millionaire or not. He did have a big contract with Washington Redskins. I guess you can't call them Redskins anymore. Washington Colleen, I don't know what their team, Colonels, whatever. But why didn't he have AAA? You get what I'm saying? And if you were talking to your wife, why didn't she say, "Hey, why don't you call the insurance company and have them bring over somebody to fill up the gas"? Was Dwayne a hard headed guy and wasn't listening to anybody? I don't know. But it seems suspicious that his mother and father would not go to the funeral that's being held in Pittsburgh. Seems very suspicious. We have to ask ourselves what is going on here. And maybe it's not for this situation. He's getting respect from his fans and family, but what really would happen? Like you when someone passes away, what do you do to figure out what happened? You do a autopsy. You have to find out what happened. You can't sit there and say, I'm gonna just let this person die and we're not going to talk about it. We can't, sometimes you can't do that because you try to prevent this from happening to other people, right? So we have to really dive in and do an autopsy on what is really going on here, right? This tends to happen. It seemed like a little pattern, if you will. It happened with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant lived with his parents. He had two parents his whole life. Really sharp guy. No, many languages. Was a hard hitter. Didn't really do drugs. Drank a little bit, socially. And he was one of the guys who came in the league at an early age, out of high school, and his parents supported him. His parents supported him, and then he got the bug. He wanted to mess with this woman. That he was rapping and doing everything else. He was trying to really emulate LA lifestyle. If anybody remember, he rapped. He was on um, one record of Brian McKnight's record. It was actually a good record that he was rapping on. Kobe Bryant. He was rapping on that thing. So he was doing the LA lifestyle in a sense where he was rapping. He was playing basketball. He was trying. He was doing what Shaq was doing. You know, doing everything. But his parents was there with him the whole way. He moved them in his mansion, and they took care of his affairs, his mother and his father of Kobe Bryant. But see, he started. He was on a video shoot. I think it was Brian McKnight's video when he was rapping on there. I actually like that song. I ain't gonna front. I like that song. But he met that his wife, which is his wife now. Before he passed away, and it's real fishy because the parents wanted to continue to control. We could use it as control or maybe help him, and he was like, "No, if you don't respect my girlfriend, which is my wife now," which they didn't even want him to get married. I don't even think Kobe Bryant's parents went to the wedding. You understand? And even the funeral, they wasn't even close to the funeral, and we have to really dissect that, man. Like, what really went wrong? Now, Dwayne Haskins, I don't know. I think his mom and dad is together, um, and everything like that. But according to this article, check this out. Parents of Steelers Dwayne Haskins will skip his memorial after he was struck and killed on a Florida highway because they have never met his wife and refused to do so at a funeral, but will hold separate services for him. Now, that's a good question. Like, why? Because when a man is excited about a woman, he's going to go on the rooftops and scream, "This is my woman." Why did you tell your parents about her, or did you tell your parents about her? And they basically said, "I ain't messing with you. You shouldn't get married right now. Focus on your career." Is that what happened? Did they see something that Dwayne didn't see? You know, the parents of says the parents of late Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins will skip his funeral in Pittsburgh on Friday, and he was. They said it again. The grieving parents said they've never met his wife. Now the wife is a former basketball player. They have a basketball family. Um, her father played in the NBA. Uh, her mom played sports, and actually, I believe, his her sister plays in the WNBA. So it's sad to say that they didn't want to be introduced. How do you not show your wife to your spouse now? And also, we have to really think about this. Don't you the way marriage usually works is Dwayne Haskins got to talk to the father of the woman he wants to marry. Why didn't you do that? You know what I mean? Because I think the parents have to be involved somewhat. So you talk to to the father, then the father gives you the blessing, and then he might say, "Hey," because these people were young. He was 24 years old when he passed away. So you would think that he would meet the parents would meet, but it seemed like it was like a rebellious thing. I don't know. I'm still getting information. If you know any more information, let me know in the comments or whatnot. Or if you want to talk, definitely. I'll put the link in the comments. Now, it has been it has not been clear explained why Hassan was on the side of the road on April 9th. He was hit by two cars, I believe, two vehicles, a dump truck, and on the 911 call, there was a lady screaming because she was running on the road and she saw it. I think they said she was running on the road. That sounds weird on the highway. I don't understand that. I guess Hassan tried to run across the highway 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, it says Haskins' wife said he was stranded on the side of the road and was searching for gas before he was struck by a truck. And this is just interesting because I would have said, no, stay in the car and call AAA or call your insurance company. They'll come out and get you some gas. You know what? Why are you walking on the highway? This just don't sound right. But I mean, that's probably what happened. Um, she said Haskins told her that he would call her when he was finished. Now she never got a return call. She was in Pittsburgh. She called 911, and the dispatch basically told her, "Hey, there is an incident where he said he was. Just be patient. We're going to find more information." And it's a sad situation because he was just turned 25 years old, and his life was just ahead of him. Um, I really believe that he probably would have got that starting job in Pittsburgh. I mean, everything's not about sports, but I believe he was going to get it. He probably wasn't going to beat Rudolph initially, but I think Rudolph would have made so many mistakes where he would have played, and then he would have probably did well eventually. But he was pronounced dead at the crash. Haskins and his wife were married in March of 2021. They told Las Vegas police in July of last year after he was arrested for allegedly hitting him, or she was arrested. Now that's a weird situation here because you get married and then she punch you in the mouth and bust your teeth up. Now that's a red flag right there. So that just let me know that the parents probably didn't want to meet her. Maybe she heard about. I don't understand it, but maybe he didn't tell her and they just got married or tell his parents. But this is very very strange where your father, I mean your son passed away and you won't uh, go to the funeral in Pittsburgh where a lot of people that he worked with in the Pittsburgh organization. Ohio State's close to that. His old coach from Ohio State is going to be there or is there right now. That you're not going to show up to that. It doesn't make sense to me. But that's how parents are. Some parents. Now, the parents of the late Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins says they will skip the funeral service in Pittsburgh on Friday after he was fatally struck on a Florida highway earlier this month, saying they never met her. Now, I said that again. I'm just reading the whole article. And this is their statement. We never met or spoken to his wife. We didn't want our son's funeral service to be the place where we met her for the first time. Dwayne Sr. And his mom and dad was together, so he probably kind of rebelled a little bit, in my opinion. Now this is just opinion. He kind of rebelled on the parents, and this situation with Kobe Bryant. Kobe did it, and Kobe turned out well. He cheated on her and had that situation, but they turned out pretty well. Who knows? Could this have been about money? Because Kobe Bryant's situation was about money. Kobe was giving him or taking care of his sisters and his mom and his dad, and then the woman coming into place, and a lot of that stuff stopped. I think they kicked the parents out the house, and they were dealing with a lot of issues. Now, the Haskin family will still honor their late son at a memorial service in his native New Jersey on Saturday, and then again on Sunday in Maryland, according to Scott's Abraham, the Washington D.C.'s affiliate. That is really, and then another thing I think about, right? Okay, so you got married in March of 2021, and then in Vegas, 2000 in July 2021. Hold on, well, I'll get to that, but I just don't understand. Even right now, why wouldn't the daughter reach out? Because he died almost a couple like what a week or two ago. Why didn't you go to the house where his parents live and introduce yourself? It does not make sense. If there's no beef, no bad beef, why wouldn't you go there? It don't make sense to me. um, yeah. So according um to what they told Las Vegas police, this is the incident that happened in July last year when his wife was arrested following an altercation with her husband. Haskin reportedly lost a tooth in the incident and suffered substantial injuries, according to KTNV.com. Now, Haskins, uh, charged with battery and domestic violence resulting in bodily harm. Now, you couldn't even last 3 months without somebody hitting you. That's a red flag right there. I don't know what he did for her to bust his mouth open, but that's the type of woman she was. I don't know what he did. I mean, Vegas, I guess what goes there stays there. But that charge was ultimately dropped and the couple quickly reconciled. Now, this sounds so similar to a lot of these these beta guys, messing with these toxic women. We have a situation with Johnny Depp right now where he got injured by his wife. His I guess they're getting divorced right now. You have um, Will Smith and his wife, and how he's depressed because of her. But they were dropped, and Haskins posted a picture on Instagram showing the couple kissing as Haskins held up a diamond ring, and that was just nothing but that was just for the papers. You know, so even then, why didn't they meet? Look at the parents right here. Look, lovely parents. They probably was in their life. They've been married for years. He saw a great family. What they probably did not like the fact that he was married to that woman. I don't understand. But like again, it's always an issue when it comes to funerals as well. Um, I know plenty of people who have funerals where the son ain't give nobody nothing. Like he just like the person who passed away, they didn't have a will, and that's why you should have a will. You should have a power of attorney and all that good stuff. Because if you leave it to families, man, people fight over pots and pans.
How you doing?
They fight over pots and pans. It gets really ugly depending on who passed away in the way people mourn. So right now, as we speak, the funeral is going on in Pittsburgh, and Ryan Sazier's there. He's actually a former Ohio State alum, and you have Urban Myers who just got fired from the Jaguars. They're there. Like it doesn't make sense. Why did like where is Urban Meyer? Wasn't he his coach? I think Urban should have called out the family. Somebody needs to get in between this and be the mediator here. This is the picture after Dwayne busted his mouth, and they're on social media like they're fine, and she got the ring up there. But this is her mugshot. You nobody gonna call the parents, and after that happened, the parents were really pissed off. You imagine that? She like, I told him not to marry this girl. You know, I don't understand. But anyway, um, it's a sad moment, man, and I think it should be a learning experience. Like I said, we should always have an autopsy on anything. I'm the type of person who look at everything so you won't make that same mistake. And a lot of these athletes are making this mistake where they're getting married early in their lives, and then at the end of their career, their lives are done. Sometimes they die in between or something, whatever the case may be. But when they're done with their career, their lives is over. I don't think athletes should get married early. I really don't. I don't think. I think you should just focus on your craft because you're going to be gone six coming back 6 weeks out the year. You can't really attend to your wives. I just don't think you should do it. I just don't think. I was watching Winning Time, and I read a book about the Showtime Lakers. And it was interesting because Pat Riley said it in the book. He said he went to the wives, they had a party, and he said, "Look, they're going to cheat on you on the road. Do not go, do not go on the road with them because they're going to cheat, and you can't be distracting them because we that the overall goal is you're married to your craft. You see what I'm saying? When these athletes are not married to the woman, they're married to their craft, and woman's going to feel slighted. I don't care how much money you have. Look at Johnny Depp and his wife. They're not happy. They wasn't happy. He had all the money in the world. Look at Will Smith and his wife. The money. They're not married. They're married to their careers. Successful people are married to their careers first. I remember I heard Cardone say that to his wife. I went to one of his conventions in Florida, and he said to his wife, he said, "Look, my marriage is my business first, and if you stop me from doing that, then we're going to have a problem, basically." You know, and it was just a distraction to me. I mean, this guy was a number one draft pick. He had the team, he had the whole DC team, but he had just too many distractions. And that's what I did like about Kobe Bryant because he had his family around. He had his family around, and yeah, his distractions was not. He didn't have any distractions really because his mom and dad took care of everything. You know. Um. Yeah. Also, I want to kind of address something. And I'm gonna talk about it further on Sunday when I go live on Sunday. Um. But Kevin Durant. No. I ain't gonna touch on that yet. But I'm gonna talk about Kevin Durant. A lot. Some people on social media it was telling me, like I go too hard on LeBron James, which I do. I go hard on him because he said he's the king, and I'm saying he's going to get dethroned because he's not up to par. But I have to give the same smoke to Kevin Durant, man. Like, have you seen the games that he's been playing in recently? And I'm gonna put it all together, but he's been underachieving for years. And he wanted to be number one. He said he's number one, but I disagree. They say he's the best scorer ever. I don't agree with that. I don't care how tall he is. He don't have enough scoring titles as Michael Jordan, and um, he ain't score up there like Wilt Chamberlain. He's not there. LeBron scores better than him, if you ask me. LeBron get 27, 7 and 7. He when LeBron and I'm not a fan of LeBron right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I go after him. Yes, I do.
You know how strong he is. You can't win.
He won. He lost, and LeBron. I gave him credit for one championship. That's just me. But you could go to my other shows about that. But I'm coming after Kevin Durant because he is underachieving because he is not a leader. He is not a leader. You can be good all you want. There's a difference between self-employed people and business owners, right? I'm talking about business owners who has leadership, and the ultimate goal is you want people to move without you. You know what I mean? Um, you don't want to be, oh, I'll just do everything. That means you got to work 24 hours a day. You'll never catch somebody who plays as the team. That's in business, that's in life. And he never plays as a team. Now, what's going on right now is this fool said that he didn't like coaches. Him and uh, Kyrie Irving basically said they didn't like coaches or that they don't need a coach. That's what they said. I'm gonna go further deep in it on Sunday night, Sunday at 8. But they say they don't need coaches. Clearly, you do because you can't make the adjustment right now. See, right now, what they're doing, the other team that they're playing, Boston, which is shout out to Boston, they've been playing lights out for a while now, and just people are starting to recognize that. Um, Sipping on a little coffee there, but they, no, so definitely real quick support the super chat, folks. Go on YouTube, support the super chat. Now, yeah, they're making adjustments. What they're doing in this game, in which I'm gonna watch on Sunday, I'm really excited about it. I hope they don't. I hope Brooklyn win. I'm a Brooklyn fan. I look like the Homer Simpson character because I going back in the weeds and switching teams. But anyway, Kevin Durant, every team he plays on, it's like a one-on-one game, and you can't win a championship with one-on-one. You can score 50 points in the regular season, but when you play in the playoffs, it's a whole different energy. Like they're playing, like the speed is so much faster in the playoffs than it is in the regular season, right? And so hold on one second here. Yeah. So anyway, they're double teaming this dude. He's trying to go to his spots. As soon as he they're pushing him to his left, and so they give him like one dribble, and then somebody's double teaming him, and he don't know what to do. Like you've been in the league for how long? You know what I'm saying? The one thing that Michael Jordan did. Now, before I get into that, they're treating him like Boston's beating him up. If y'all watch the games, they're treating him like the Pistons treated Michael because he's frail. They're just pushing him around. In regular season, they usually call that. Like I went to a game in Atlanta, and he got this thing where he could fake like he's hurt, and then they called a foul. Well, guess what? They're not calling these fouls now. The coach that's coaching Boston used was a apprentice under the coach in playing for the Spurs. So they're out coaching Nash, and it's so interesting because Kyrie and them they picked their coach because they know Steve Nash don't have that presence to change things. He's not a confrontational guy. So what they did was they got this unconfrontational person, and they feel like they could do what they want. But here's the thing: you got to have a leader on the team that was going to listen to everybody. Nobody really respects KD because KD don't talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be making adjustments in the game. And I partially blame Steve Nash because what you should do, hopefully they do it, allow somebody else to push the ball up the court and not him. Because as soon as you get it, they put two people on him right there. You need to do screens and get him open. You know, it makes sense, right? This dude was 0 for 10. 0 for 10 in the second half of the game. Kyrie scored 39 points in the first game, did not get any help from KD. KD is folding like a lawn chair, and I'm going to come after him, like I said, on Sunday. But anyway, um, yeah, and the one thing I want to say about Mike Tyson, I didn't like that. I didn't like the coverage that they did with him, because someone attacked him and they try to bring up his past he in the '90s when he was doing all this stuff. He's a different person, I believe. I really believe that, and big up to his wife, for helping him with that. But the guy who he hit has a track record of abuse, if you will. Um, let me take that off the screen. But no one's calling out the guy he hit, who provoked him to hit him, Mike Tyson. I'm gonna pull up his screen real quick. What they said about him. Let me see, Mike Tyson. Yeah, but I was reading other articles, and they're sitting there like talking about. Hold on. All right, there we go. They're talking about Mike Tyson like he's the guy right now, which we all know he's not right now. But come to find out, when they did a little bit of research, the guy he punched has a long criminal record. He was on the plane drunk. No one saw that when he's walking through customs, when he's going through the TSA. Townsend has been convicted of fraud, grand theft, burglary, possession of controlled substance, and trafficking in stolen property. But the picture that they showed of him was this sad face, like oh man, he attacked a white guy. But this is what the media does. They put this picture up, but they don't realize what he was doing prior to the guy hitting him, Mike hitting him. In 2018, Townsend had a run-in with the cops when he broke into somebody's property and stole their trailer, hitching it to the back of his pickup truck. Now, if that was a black guy, he probably would have been shot. In this separate incident, Townsend was found to be on oxycodone. He's a junkie. This is the face they showed when he got hit. Like, oh, why evil Mike Tyson hit me? But he's really a felon. But they ain't gonna put that out there on the news. They're just gonna talk about Mike Tyson. So he served 2 stints in prison. Can we put that out there? If you want to sit there and talk about Dwayne Haskins' past, and you want to talk about Mike Tyson's past and Kobe Bryant's past when he passed, why don't you put this out, Mr. Journalism? All these journalists. He spent 20 months and another 15 months in jail. He's a felon. Captured on video, Tyson punched Townsend in the head numerous times after he repeatedly harassed the former heavyweight champ. Now, and also, what I have a problem with the airline because Y'all saw this going on. And y'all didn't stop it. This is your establishment. You should keep people safe on your establishment, right? Tyson is in first class. He pays big money. Townsend was sitting behind Tyson. Now, when someone's on top of you, don't you feel threatened? You ain't gonna sit there and not. You're gonna push the guy off. Like, you can't be around me. Townsend can be heard repeatedly saying Tyson's name in an attempt to get his attention. Now, Tyson alleged that the incident got violent when Townsend threw a water bottle at the boxer, and then he went ape crap. This is what I'm saying, man. Eventually, Tyson hit it, and Tyson he didn't hit him like this. This right here is smacks. If Tyson would have hit him, he'd have been knocked out. He let him off easy. This was letting him off easy, like pat, pat, pat. Leave me alone. Let's get it clear. Iron Mike would have knocked his head off his body. He gave him warning slaps. He gave him the Will Smith. Let's keep it 100. Hey, if you like what I'm saying, hit them like buttons, hit that subscribe, man. Hit that like, hit them likes up in the comments. But also support the channel, the super chat. But it's Friday. I'm gonna head on out. I'm gonna watch that game. I'm gonna watch that fight. Tyson Fury's fighting this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. I'm a Tyson Fury fan. I think he said he's gonna retire. I don't know if it's cap or if he's just trying to get some more buzz to fight Anthony Joshua. I don't know, but I'll be watching that, and I'll be back on Sunday. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the love for the super chats and also the cash apps. Put the cash app on there. 1 second. Well, I'll actually put it in the description box. But anyway, I appreciate you, and you have a good weekend. Peace.